this, and what are you going to do to maximize our strengths and overcome our weaknesses? And Lena is first on this.
I think some of the challenges that we have in making our region, vibrant in the global market is not having a stable transit system, not having a regional transit concept, not thinking about the faster ways to connect individuals to work, not maximizing on the fact that we're close to Chicago and utilizing that to our advantage and trying to make a connection between the two. Education is a huge issue, and although it is not a county issue, I have to say to you that it is something that I would use my bully pulpit as a county executive to champion. I have as a state legislator. I've been supportive of every educational system that we have, whether it's been vouchers, whether it's public, whether it's charter. However, I want to tell you, quality education is crucial to me. It is important that we have quality teachers who are certified and administrators who are, as well as making sure that we have accountability to the parents, to taxpayers, and to the children. So those are two of the issues that have been major barriers, and barriers as a result in the workforce. But I think that we have some benefits because we've had a manufacturing industry here. We have a population, I think, that will be able to do that. And if we expand our thought on transit, on regional transit, I actually think that we will be able to do it. And we need to invest in our infrastructure in order to be able to accomplish that task.
Well, I think looking at this picture, it really visualizes exactly why the Milwaukee 7 is so important, why Milwaukee County, and not just the county government, but so many institutions, corporations, and others are so involved in the AM7. Because one of the things that the Senator just alluded to was a part of that strategy, our proximity to Chicago, our proximity to one of the largest sources of fresh water in the world, a whole series of other things where we compete not against one county or another, not even one part of the state of Wisconsin versus another, but we're competing very much on a global basis. And to that extent, I think the Milwaukee 7, the focus we placed on that, has been very positive over the last couple of years. A couple of things specific you can do in about 2 months to this day. I'm going to be out leading part of a trade mission with MMAC and some other entities over to the Czech Republic and to the old Soviet Union bloc to push for greater expansion. We've got the Cyrus trying to buy a company there. We've got Briggs & Stratton with a plant there. We've got Harley-Davidson trying to expand into those markets. We're going to continue to push for that. Earlier this month in February, beginning of the month, we had celebrated the Chinese New Year with a special celebration at the Milwaukee County Domes. And we did so by bringing in the Republic of China's government, the Council General, other business executives, had people like Ulyss Payne and Bob Kraft and others who were very much involved in strengthening those connections between China and southeastern Wisconsin. We're going to continue to do things like that. We just had a delegation in with Supervisor Michael Mayo from South Africa and looking to expand that connection. And finally, something that doesn't directly involve the county. The city of Milwaukee runs the Port of Milwaukee. But I'm honored to chair the St. Lawrence Seaway Development Corporation Board for the President of the Department of Transportation. That is a key element. We have, for the last several years, broke our records in terms of the port and the tonnage that has come in and out of there. That is a huge area that often gets overlooked. But when it comes to steel, iron ore, wind turbines, frame, there's a whole bunch of additional things we could be doing on an international basis that will fuel our economy here in southeastern Wisconsin.
So welcome. Somebody in those offices will be part of county executives' team of players as we go forward. So then the question is, how would you plan to work with the supervisors and with the mayor in county as well as city issues? First up is Scott Walker.
Sure. Well, I take it a step further and I'd say just with these two individuals, but with folks all throughout southeastern Wisconsin. We already do some of that. We're very proud in Milwaukee County. We've had for a quarter of a century one of the best, literally, one of the top 3 EMS systems in the country is defined by USA Today. That's something that the county provides the training for, the county provides the medical support for. The paramedics are actually employees of each of the municipalities here in Milwaukee County. That's a great example of regional cooperation, intergovernmental cooperation. I talked about the mayor of Milwaukee and I before. putting together a group to specifically address supportive housing for people suffering from mental illness. We're going to continue down that path. That's something that wasn't just a flash in the pan. We're going to make that a long-term commitment. There are other projects like that. Chairman Holloway and I, we talk about not only housing, but we talk about the need for having a better place to house our mental health complex. That's something that Chairman Holloway and others on the county board have been working on. And as much as sometimes some of the differences are overplayed, there are plenty of areas, whether it's with this, whether it's looking at exploring the use of one of our prime assets, the Genoa International Airport, and possibly, I stress possibly, exploring something like Mayor Daley's doing with Midway and has already done with Skyway down in the Chicago area. There are plenty of examples where we set aside other differences and are moving forward on things. Another good example in just to the south, Racine County. Many people don't know that we already in the last few years put together a partnership where we run out of our call center for child support enforcement, all of Racine County's child support enforcement. We're looking for more opportunities for that to go across not just county lines but government lines to provide the best use of services possible. And one of the key things we need to do that even more in the future is the support of state government, because as I mentioned, when it comes to things like benefits, right now state statute prohibits us from making those sorts of partnerships. We need to continue to push and give that kind of flexibility to get the job in better ways, less costly ways, but ways that ultimately meet the needs of the people we serve.
You know, I agree with Scott that there are others that need to be included in the picture, whether it's individuals from the other 18 municipalities or whether it's individuals from the state level. I agree with that completely. I think the thing that I have to say is I have great relationships with both. I mean, you know, we don't always agree on every issue, but we've been able to accomplish a lot. For Milwaukee, the mayor and I have worked on many different issues together. I've received many kind letters from the mayor as well as from Chairman Holloway in relationship to my fight for transit or other state funding, underfunded issues where he wanted to make sure that we were championing to do something different, whether it was child support or whether it was child care, all of those areas. But I have to say, when I think about this and the entire relationship piece, it doesn't just stop there, because if you have a good relationship with no one at the county board, not with the chairman, not with the alderman, not with the mayor, not with individuals in municipalities, not with the state legislator, and if you bite the hand that feeds you when it's feeding you, let's say with the governor, you won't get anything for your county. So this is a really important issue. We can't move our county or this region forward if we don't have a county executive that's going to make sure that they cross the aisles and get things done, whether it's with individuals in their party or not within their party, because this is a nonpartisan seat. And I don't intend to use it for my ideology of the party, but frankly for what's best for Milwaukee County and moving it forward. And I'm going to champion many issues with the individuals who are pictured here and some who are not.